congratulations.
Thank you.
Can I ask you straight away, can we talk about Tim for just a quick moment, because everyone has been talking about him. Were you surprised that A, he's coming back, and B, what's the reaction been like at Windy Hill this week? Because you've had other things on your mind, let's face it, like a Foster's Cup final.
Yeah, it's been a big week, and I think when Timmy retired last year, it really shocked the place. It was really bad news because he'd been one of the favourite sons. And a year out, and I really don't know his reason for coming back, but I just know as a leader of the club, I'm very happy to have him back. And I think that there's a lot of young players that I'd play with Timmy already, but there'd be probably 15 or so players that haven't had the opportunity to play with him. I think they're really looking forward to that.
He's a legend, isn't he? And for those young guys to play with a legend, something special.
Well, Mark, everyone's talking about the surge in the Bombers pre-season this year, but really it started halfway through last year, didn't it? Was there an actual point where you saw the club coming back as a power? Because your form really mid-season towards the end was terrific, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think, Peter, that the start of last year we had a big turnover in the coaching staff. We employed David Whedon and Danny Corcoran, a new fitness advisor, and Dennis Pagan. I think it took a while to filter through their style that they wanted to put through to the players, and I think by halfway through last year it came through, and it was very good for us, and we've continued on this year.
Mark, you seem to be a better combination when you've got two of your three big men on the ground and perhaps a little bit top-heavy as in the first quarter against the Crows when the three of them are on the ground. Now, with 4 interchange in the Foster's Cup, it's worked to your advantage. How are you going to cope with the 3 big men, if they're up and available, in the regular season with only 2 interchange?
Yeah, sure, but Jared, it always helps when you've got 4 on the bench, but if we've got our 3 big men and Sheeds wants to go that way, I think a few other sides might be panicking about our height and have to change their players that they put into our team to combat our height. It just depends on how you want to go.
But really, if you have one of those big men on the bench, he's really only covering you for 1 or 2 positions, where another sort of a 6-footer or mobile player covers you both ends of the ground.
Yeah, I think it's good to have 2 mobile players on the bench that can run a lot and to have the legs. So
which way do you think Sheeds will go?
I don't know which way he'll go. Who would know which way
exactly.
he's going to go?
Mark, just getting back to Tim Watson, what's his preparation been like? Is he likely to be playing in the first round? And if not, when will his likely return be?
I think Timmy will probably train for 4 or 5 weeks.
Has he trained with the Bombers so far?
No, he hasn't. He had a little operation to see on his reconstructed knee to see whether he could play again, and that was only 2 weeks ago. So I'd say that he'd probably hit the track this week, train for 4 or 5 weeks, and
maybe around about round 6.
Yeah.
Young Hurd was terrific last night. I felt he really finished you off up there in forward line on a lot of times. Where do you think is his best position? And that's hard to say in a Kevin Sheedy coached side, I know that. But where do you think his best position is?
I think the position that we need James Hurd in is across the half-forward line, because it is a problem area for us.
Is he too small for centre-half forward? He's just over 6'2", 188.
Yeah, but I think that he's very, very fit. He can run all day, and he's very good overhead mark.
Sheedy doesn't play the big man usually at centre-half forward at the moment. Anyway, in the Foster's Cup, he's been using actually Mark McCurry to start there last night and using that running mobile half-forward line.
But he has been known to play very big centre-half forwards when he's got them. He's tried a lot of people there, and his last successful one permanently was probably Roger Merritt, wasn't it?
Yeah. Somerville's had a go, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Mark, the experiment with the apprentices out there, how's that going on? With the 5 young fellas who are, genuinely professional footballers, are they?
Yeah, they're professional. I think they're not just training at football all day long. They're learning marketing and office work, and I think that they go to TAFE college 1 or 2 days a week, and they also get to watch videos and a bit of during the day training to help zone in on their special skills.
Harvey's been fantastic, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a sensational player.
I mean, he started, it's nearly 10 years ago, isn't it, the 17-year-old? And he just seems so composed. He's playing centre-half back?
Yes, that's right. He actually, he didn't want to go back to the back line, and for years Kevin Sheedy was saying, I'm going to put you in the back line one day. And he eventually got the chance to play in the back line. I think he's really enjoying it.
And he just puts a little bit of stiffness across that half-back line, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a pretty fierce character, isn't he?
Mark, I don't want to denigrate back pocket players. I certainly wouldn't do that. But is Wanganeen too good to be on the back line like he is? An outstanding player, isn't he?
Yes, I just can't believe how good Gavin is. He's going to be probably one of our greatest players.
Probably
I'd say.
further upfield.
Yeah, I'd like
eventually?
to put him upfield, but really every time he's been upfield, he sort of hasn't
hurt.
handled that well. He looks so natural and so good in the back pocket that with the combination, that the drive that he gives us, it's sort of, you don't know whether it's worth putting him up.
It's a
He's
trend
very
in football,
reminiscent
though,
of
isn't it?
Bernie Smith, Bruce. Bernie Smith,
Yeah.
who won the medal there. Exactly the same type
I think he was
of
a
player.
South Australian too, wasn't he?
He was,
Probably. Oh,
Bruce,
bless
yes.
his heart.
I think it's old hat to say, you know, put the average players in the back line. Backline
Yeah.
players today have to be very skillful. Wouldn't you agree, Bomber?
Yeah, I'd say that.
We've run out of time, but we should really mention Richmond. We haven't mentioned. I want Bomber. You're probably in the best position. What improvement do you think they have made? I know it's only one game against them, but it was a big match, a test.
Yeah, they were playing for a lot of reasons last night. I think that they've got their act together as far as the club's concerned. They've got good people in the coaching area, and they definitely have improved. They put the pressure on us last night, and I really haven't felt the pressure when we've played Richmond like that before. And I think it's good for the club. Really, we couldn't get away from them last night. It was a bit of a worry, really.
Bomber, congratulations, terrific start, and you've got a very big test first up. West Coast at Subiaco. Well done, mate.
Thank you.
The Bomber Thompson.